Hey everyone, it's the Life Doctor here, and it's been a super long time since I have uploaded a video to YouTube. If you follow me on Facebook, however, you'll see that I do post maybe about once a week or so, so you will be a little bit more in touch with what's going on with me. But yeah, I am so busy these days that I just haven't had the time to upload to YouTube, and I'm sorry about that. But I do have some updates for you, and again, like I said, if you follow me on Facebook, you probably already know that my family was blessed to be able to purchase a new home. And so that's part of the reason why I've been so busy and neglectful in terms of uploading to YouTube. But we are excitedly packing and moving and transferring our belongings to our new home. We're not doing it in one big move because we're moving just a few miles away from where our current residence is. We are able to kind of move things over piece by piece on the weekends as we are able. For us, that's just a better fit for our lifestyle. Having two small children, we can just kind of get things over there when we can, and then by the end of the month we should be fully moved over and residing in our new home. So we are super excited about that, but it is keeping us really busy. So that's an update with regard to the house. Now, another update is with regard to homeschooling. Now, again, if you follow me on Facebook, but even if you saw my videos on YouTube, because I did post a few about homeschooling, you know that I am homeschooling my children. My son is 5 and he's in kindergarten, and my daughter is 2. So, of course, she's a preschooler. Um, my homeschooling tactics for her are just not as structured, obviously, as it is for my son. But I am learning so much. I mean, by profession and by training and experience, I am a clinical psychologist and professor. So education or being in the education arena is nothing new for me. And so, of course, in addition to feeling convicted about homeschooling my kids, I really believe that this would be something that I could do, no problem. Not necessarily that it would be easy, but that it would be well within my ability to do it. And that is true. It is within my ability to homeschool my kids, as it is, I think, any parent for the most part. But I am learning so much about me and my expectations, my level of patience or lack thereof, and just really having to have some reflective moments about what it is I'm trying to do. And so for me, I am trying to disciple my children. I'm trying to help them grow to be Christ followers and to love each other, love us, love their friends, and ultimately, of course, love God. And that's the ultimate role that I feel I need to be playing in their lives as parents, is to make disciples of them. And um, and in doing that, of course, we're going to learn about other things like math and science and reading and writing, literature, so forth and so on. But everything, as far as possible, is going to point back to God. But I'm learning that it is this whole homeschooling thing for me is a faith journey, and a journey where I really have to trust God. See, for those who know me really well, you know that I'm a planner, and I'm pretty structured. So when I decide to do something, it's usually not haphazard. It's usually well thought out and planned out, and I would have started planning well in advance prior to executing whatever the thing is. And and homeschooling was no different. So I started planning um, almost a year ago to homeschool my kids. And at that time, I started developing a curriculum for both my son and my daughter. Even though my daughter, what I do with her is a lot less structured because she's 2 and she's going to kind of do what she feels like doing. I'm going to do some guided work with her, but I mean, she's 2. But even though that's the case, I did also develop a curriculum for her. And when I say develop, I mean develop. I mean, I pulled resources from all over the place and customized a curriculum for her as well as for him. So I have the entire year, the entire academic calendar mapped out per day. Per day. So that's just to give you an idea of how structured I tend to be. So now I'm putting all this into practice. I'm executing. I'm actually doing this. And I'm like, Okay, Arlene, you're doing too much. And in watching different homeschooling vloggers, I will not forget that one homeschooling mom noted that whatever you plan to do with your child, particularly if you are a first time homeschooling mom, which I am, whatever you plan to do with your child, after you make those plans, after you develop your calendar, cut it in half. And I was like, there's no way. That's crazy. I can't cut my. It's absolutely the right advice. And I have found that over the few months, just, last month and this month that well, actually, we started kind of late August, really. So, over the few months that we've been doing this, I am finding that I am having to pick and choose out of the stuff that I've developed for my son, which is fine, which is good because I guess overall having too much at my disposal is better than not having enough, and so I'm able to pick and choose what of the vast array of options for him to do. So I guess that's a blessing. I certainly have the resources because I was so planful. But that kind of speaks to also my level of my expectations, my level of my desire, what I'm wanting him to do for his age. And I'm also having to kind of reevaluate that and remind myself that he's 5, and so there are certain things that he might excel in, there are certain things that he might have more challenges with, and that's okay, and that's the beauty of homeschool. And to just relax and make sure that this is a fun journey for him, as well as my daughter, who I just heard in the monitor. I'm hoping she's dreaming. Anyway, so yeah, so I just wanted to share that update with regard to homeschooling because maybe you're a new homeschooling mom or dad, or grandma or whoever, but you're new to homeschooling and you have super high expectations, which are great to have, but those expectations need to be balanced in reality. And maybe your patience is wearing thin. Give yourself grace. If a day comes and you've just had it, maybe that day you don't need to homeschool. Maybe that day is a great day to go to the park or go to the zoo or just take a nature walk around your house. But that's the beauty of homeschooling. You can be creative and spontaneous and you can do different things, and it's all learning. And just grow and develop and really make it a great experience for you and your children. So that's my update with regard to homeschooling. The final update is with regard to my health. I guess I'm covering all H's today because I did house, homeschooling, and now I'm doing health. So again, if you've been following me, you know that I have been on a healthy lifestyles journey. I am in a different phase right now. Prior to now, I had been in a weight loss mode where I lost 85 to 90 pounds, somewhere around there. I was running, working out, training for races, hitting it hard pretty much 6 days a week, trying to be very strict and structured with regard to how I was eating. And thankfully I was successful with that. So now that I'm not in the weight loss mode per se, but more maintenance, um my regimen has changed a little bit. I work out 4 to 5 days a week. The types of working out that I do is a little bit different. I'm not running every day. I'm doing mostly cardio, but there's a lot more strength-based components to it as well. And my eating, I try to be healthy, but I'm a little more relaxed in my eating, put it that way. But if you recall, I did say that I was going to be doing challenges every other month. And so a challenge was done last month in September, and this month, October, is off. And so then a challenge is coming up in November. And one of the reasons that I really, really know that I need to do this challenge for myself in November is because we are approaching the holiday season. And I don't know about you, but all I know is when the holiday season rolls around, I tend to eat like I have no sense, okay? And so I am trying to, especially, even though I've successfully lost weight, I still have issues with food. So I am trying to really um, become more sensible and maintain a sense of I guess composure when I'm around food. Like just be reasonable around food, particularly the holidays, because I'm going to be visiting my folks, and I know there's going to be all kind of food there, and we might be visiting other people, and I just don't want to lose my mind. So my rationale is if I can, develop at least for 21 days some kind of pattern of eating healthy. And it doesn't even have to be something super strict or regimented, just something that is realistic. Then I'm hoping that that will kind of flow into the holiday season so that I don't necessarily have to put on the 5 to 7 pounds that people typically put on during the holiday season. So I'm not for sure on what exactly the challenge is going to be. It's if it's going to be like a 21-day vegetarian challenge, a 21-day vegan challenge, 21-day green smoothie challenge, 21-day raw food. Well, I don't think it's gonna be raw food because I did that the last time. So it'll be probably vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, or green smoothie or some combination. But I'll be sure to let you know. And yes, it's going to be for 21 days. This is especially for me. But if you'd like to join me, feel free. We can encourage one another. Also, if you have any suggestions for what we can do for a challenge in November, then please feel free to share below. So that's it. I hope that this hasn't been too long and you are all caught up with what's going on with me and my family. And so, yeah, this is the Life Doctor. I will see you in the next video, and hopefully that will be very, very soon. All right, bye.